Hi, I'm Les from Woodtech Electronics. We've been asked by customers over the years will we do some Promix support videos, so we thought we'd start with the how to code a 915 generic hand remote. It's probably the most flogged part component used on the Promix systems. So what you need to know about the Promix 915 hand remote, it's designed so it can be used with our 3 Promix controllers. Okay, so your first old original Promix, then you've got the Promix SD and the Promix LCD. This one remote can be used on all 3. Okay, so it's just a matter of setting up the code banks, which we'll get through in a minute. So just make sure you're aware that you can't use an old version remote with the SD or the LCD. It must be the Promix 915 generic that will work with these 3 units. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll pull one of these apart and show you how to set up the dipper switches. There is 2 banks in here. There's a 4-way bank and a 12-way bank. We'll start with the 4-way bank, which is our coding bank. So easiest way to work out how to code that is with your old remote. On the back there'll be a sticker where it will say either 915 GEN for generic, or it'll say 915B or 915 LCD, or it'll be SD for the standard SD. Alright, so it's critical you look at this sticker on your old remote to be able to code the 4-way bank. Alright, you can also go online and download the 4-way dipper configuration sheet. Okay, with the same thing again. It shows you on the left the remote type and what the 4 dippers have to be set to. Alright, so that's on our website under downloads. So what we'll do first is we'll show you how to program the 4-way dipper. So the first thing I do is I get a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the 2 top screws, the 2 center screws and the 2 bottom screws. Okay, I've just done one here. So what that'll do is then we'll take off the back battery cover. You'll then have a 9-volt battery sitting in here, so we'll disconnect it. And then what you'll have too is inside here you'll have 2 more Phillips head screws. You need to remove them. Now this is a part you have to be careful about, is we have a ribbon cable going from the front to the rear board. Okay, so when you slowly pull it apart, as you can see there's a ribbon cable. Very simple, just don't damage it. Just put a finger on each side. Okay, your finger on each side close to the header, wobble it a little bit and it'll pop off. Okay, make sure you just don't damage that ribbon cable. Okay, now we've got the back board. Okay, as you can see at the top there's a 4-way dipper header. That's our coding bank, so that's where that paperwork comes into play, and as well on the back. Okay, this sticker will tell you what your bank has to be coded to on the old remote. Okay, so it's just a matter of copying what was on the old remote to the new remote. Okay, and the label is what telling you on the old remote what the new remote has to be set to. Alright, so make sure that you set these 4 dippers correctly on and off positions. You know, refer it back to your old remote if you got it, which is the easiest way. Once you've got that right, and when you look at it too, on's up, down's off. Okay, and then you got 1 to 4. Okay, so it's pretty simple. So once you've done that right, the next part is at the bottom we've got a 12-way dipper header. So the 12-way dipper header is to code your radio to the control box that you're going to be using. Okay, so if I wanted to do him, then I'd have to go to the side, and what we've done is we've put a sticker on the side of the boxes to make it easier, because we don't want people going inside. You'll see a 12-way dipper sticker on the side, so it's 1 to 12, and the bottom is which position the dipper will be in, as 1 being on and 0 being off. So as long as you copy that into the 12-way header on your new remote, it will code with that controller. Then if this one here will have a different bank, so you just got to make sure that its 12 volt dipper position marries this. So that's all that's about the 12 volt, keep saying 12 volt, I don't know why, 12-way dipper. Okay, as long as the 12-way dipper position is married up to the code on the side of the box that you're using, it will then work with that box. Okay, so once you've done all that, and all I can say too is make sure you look at this twice. The biggest problem we have with people programming or coding the remotes, okay, is the dipper switches are not in the right position. It's the only thing that goes wrong with the setting up of coding of these, is people just don't take the time and look at it and really look at, is it on the on position or the off position? All right, so if you get that right, it'll work every time. Okay, so we'll put this back together. So what we need to do is grab this back, the front half, grab the ribbon, okay, 2 fingers on one each side, and just be careful. It just slide it into the header. Okay, you'll feel it just slightly, it's got a little bit of friction there when it pushes in, but it slides in. Okay, the other thing too is just make sure it doesn't get jammed. Also make sure you use your finger and push it forward, so when you push the 2 cases together, okay, might come to this side, just make sure that ribbon cable sits at the front. Okay, so okay, just like I've done. Okay, so you can see ribbons go onto the front of the case and not sitting in the battery area. If you put it in the battery area, you'll crush it with the battery and then it won't work. Okay, so then what you'll do then is you'll put your 2 screws back into here, like you did when you pulled it apart. Put the battery back in. Okay, whack the battery back in. Okay, put the battery back in. Put the battery back cover back on. The next thing to do then is to make sure that all your buttons work by just pressing them. Okay, let's get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 8 buttons. So, you know, make sure they all work. So, you know, if they don't work, then there's a coding issue, or the battery's flat. The way to test the battery is just to hold it down. If you see the red light flashing, that means your battery's flat. Okay, all you have to do then is, once you're happy with all that, go out, put your box in, or if the box is still in the truck, start the truck up, go into a remote, and then do the same thing. Test to make sure each of these functions work correctly, and then you're done. Hope that was helpful. If you've got any problems or need any help, jump on our website at woodtech, www.woodtech.net.au for more support.